All right, everybody, we're going live from Sweden, Hobie Worlds 9. We got Ryan Lambert, of course, my normal partner live on Monday night, live in Sweden with a host of folks from Team USA and even a few folks from Team Canada. Let's see if we can get him in here right now. Bam, there he
Hey,
is.
what's up?
Ryan?
What's up? It is 10:30 out here in Sweden. You can still see light in the sky. Yeah, it's insane. Sun goes down about 11 and comes back up about 4. So not a lot of darkness on this side of the world.
Crazy, man. We've been following I've been following your Instagram story. I'm sure a lot of people have too. We've seen everybody's posts from over there. It looks like you guys are having an amazing time. You've posted a lot of candid shots of Jay Wallen so far.
Jay has put on a show out here. Juicy Jay is bringing the heat. Today we did a little tour of a castle. Myself, Jay, Ron, Kristine, and our respected better halves, Cam, Casey, Chrissy, and then Jordan Marshall, of course, was the Lone Ranger that kind of rounded out the troop. But we're having a great time out here. The people are great, very hospitable. The accommodations, we're all staying at the same hotel, and we're just having a good time, man. This experience is exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was going to ask about each of your individual experiences, but how are your travel partners liking it? Like you said, Cam came with you. A few of the spouses came with like Jay and Ron and them. Are they having a good time?
I mean, right now, so we have a few free days at the beginning before we actually start pre-fishing. So, today we went to a tackle shop, but then we tried to do, something fun so we get to hang out with them. And there's a lot of interesting history, obviously, being in the Nordic region, there's all kinds of castles and war history and cannonballs and stuff laying everywhere. So it's really neat to get out and see that kind of stuff. I think we're going to a moose ranch tomorrow. So there's no telling what you'll find out here.
Nice. How have the interactions been with the other teams? Has there been any rivalries formed yet, or is everybody just cool and glad to be there?
So some Australian dude came up talking shit to Marshall earlier, knocked his hat off his head, called him a little bitch if he wouldn't drink a beer out of his shoe. So that's a rivalry right now. So I'll go ahead and preemptively tell you Australia's getting clapped. Go ahead and write that down. They're on the hit list. They're going down. So be ready. Ask Kristine when she gets on. Ask her about her shoe experience.
Did she do it? Did she drink one out of the shoe?
She did it.
Oh.
When they called Marshall a little bitch, the switch flipped, and she was 100 miles an hour.
Did he ever do it, or did she just step in and man up for him? Is that what she did?
Big sis managed that. You can ask Marshall about that too.
All right. Respect, Kristine. USA.
Yeah.
So what you thinking about the fishing? You guys obviously haven't been on the water yet, right?
We haven't. We went in some tackle shops today, and tackle shop talk, right? Everybody's wanting to tell you how the bite is and whatnot. They said it's picking up. I mean, it's fall out here. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s for the highs, getting down in the 50s. At the lows at night. So we got a little, cooling trend water temps. We've ridden around the lake from the road. You can't be on the water. So scoping it out, there's a lot of big shallow bays, a lot of pencil grass, there's lily pads, and there's a ton of offshore structure, boulders, islands, that kind of thing. I think it's going to be a really interesting tournament. I really think electronics are going to play a big role in it, which is probably not to Jordan Marshall and probably myself's benefit. So I hope these pike eat a jackhammer because I brought a bag full to throw at them.
That's a giant lake that y'all are on, right?
It's huge. It's the third largest in Europe, yeah.
Yeah. That background pic, if you can see it there, Ryan, I got on the Google machine, and that's from that lake. That's some random kayaker up in the little nook.
So there's a lot of creek arms and stuff, but to put it in perspective, the launch. So we're doing a shotgun launch. Everybody launches together.
Oh, Steve Fields got to be happy.
Steve Fields is on it, boy. So when you launch, it is 1.5 miles to the mouth of the bay, mouth of the bay on the lake. So, I mean, I think strategy, a lot of it's going to be around getting away from the, 41 other competitors, but also managing your time. How far can you go before you stop and begin fishing? Like, you don't want to find something that's going to cost you 3 hours to get to if you can't catch your limit. And it's a mixed bag of fish, and I'll let Steve get into that a little bit later, but it's a mixed bag of fish. So you're having to catch perch and pike. So, two completely different species as far as how you approach those.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild to watch. And like I said, this time at least it's on Tourney X, so we can kind of follow along and see how you guys are
Yeah,
doing.
Dwayne is en route. I don't know where he's at right now, but I think he made it to Europe. He had some issues. We're waiting on Siddiqui. Hopefully he went to Amsterdam first, so we're hoping he's still a free man and gets to travel over here. Kristine and I had a beautiful story of not renewing our passports on time. And our passports, you needed 3 months of validation on your passport to actually enter Sweden legally. Neither of us had that. And we didn't know until we went to check into our flight on Friday that left Saturday. So there was no time to correct it, no time to get a new passport. Thankfully, Steve Fields talked to the chief of police here in Amal, and he made phone calls and basically, paved a road for us to enter through the border police.
Steve Fields,
and we got in with no issues.
International ambassador Steve Fields.
Not all heroes wear capes. We don't know where he's from exactly, but we do know that he'll save your ass in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he sounds like he's from Australia, but nobody's sure where he's actually from.
We don't know. We still don't know. Australia doesn't claim him. U.S. doesn't claim him. Nobody knows.
Yeah, he's from Washington, D.C. It's like a territory of its own over there.
He's I think he's a CIA operative, to be honest with you.
Could be. Yeah, no better place to be than flying drones off a bass boat to watch you guys.
I know.
Yeah.
They've really put together a super cool event here. They have 1 billion Hobie flags up. They obviously have the fully rigged out boats sitting down by the water. The local townsfolk can come through and look at everything and kind of, get their feel for kayak fishing. But everybody, they've treated us so well being here. It's awesome.
It's been there before. Was it at the same place before? Same town, same lake?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're glad to have y'all back as the town treated you guys.
So they're familiar with it, and you can tell the service is top notch. It's exceptional. Sundays, usually everything's closed. We called it the Hobie Bar last night here at the hotel. Everybody was getting in town last night, so they obviously stayed open and took care of us. And it's great. I mean, we really appreciate it, and you feel a really good vibe here. Like everybody's talking a little bit of trash, kind of feeling each other out, but you're obviously all happy to be here, representing your country. A lot's on the line, a lot of bragging rights, especially. So I know I can't wait to start pre-fishing. I'm just ready to get on the water.
Yeah, tell me about that picture. You posted that funny picture of you doing like the Titanic pose on top of the Hobie. I know that's funny, but how did that feel walking up and seeing your name on that boat, sitting there on the bank like that?
It was awesome. I'll be honest with you. I'm pissed at Steve. I wanted an orange one, and I didn't get one. Marshall got one, and Kristine and Bitten Parrott got one. So 3 members of Team USA and not myself, but that's okay. It's fine. But everybody's doing the, classic kneel down by the thing. And I was like, do I want to lay on my back and kind of prop myself up in front of it? And I was like, man, you know what? Just go for the Kate Winslet on this one.
Yeah, I liked it. That was good. That was good, man. Always being different. I like that. Outside the box. It
slapped. It got a lot of feedback on that one.
Yeah. It may or may not be the thumbnail for this live announcement, so we'll see.
Oh, awesome. Great. That's good. That's good to know. I don't know. What else? What have I missed this past few days? How's everything going in the world? I haven't been paying too much attention to Facebook.
In the kayak fishing world, not a whole lot went down. In the actual U.S. world, are going to raise some more taxes, so that's good. So you'll come back to that.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. No one's safe.
And
we paid. So Marshall got excited because he calculated that it was like $1.99 per over here, but it's per liter. It's not per gallon. So
that pesky metric system. It's going to get you, Jordan.
I know, dude. I have no idea what I paid for anything. Like I eat a steak. It's like 22,000, whatever this is. Like I don't know.
What is their money called over there? Do you know?
Not a clue.
Bjorks?
Kronos or I don't know. Declan. I don't know. There's some weird names for things.
Dog coins?
I'm just here.
Quarters?
I'm just paying it. No dog. I haven't seen a dog quarter yet or coyote coins. Those two have not popped off yet.
Sweden's smarter than that. Well played, Sweden.
Sweden's got it together. I'll be honest with you. There's a ton of land out here. I mean, everything that we see is just huge farms. Just a ton of land. It's beautiful. There's windmills and stuff everywhere. They're extremely earth conscious and stuff. Like, everything is recyclable and green, and it's completely different from what we're used to. Flying in the airport, all you saw were just huge fields and farms. There wasn't a concrete jungle. There wasn't any of what America is. Like, it's definitely a different way of living over here. And from what I hear, you have to actually apply. There's an application process to buy property in Sweden.
Isn't Sweden the country that gives everybody a gun? Isn't that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and there's the moose crossings everywhere.
Oh.
Moose crossings. Like, that's the thing I'm not really, super comfortable with in a rental car. I have a Volvo, a really nice Volvo, by the way, Jeff. You would be super proud. It's a little SUV job.
Oh, yeah.
Mid-size SUV. You could.
I dig that. Do they call multiple moose meese, or is it just moose?
I call them meese. We're going to that meese farm tomorrow. Yeah,
Meese
if it's
farm.
more than one moose, it's meese, in my opinion.
Goose, geese, moose, meese. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Exactly what I thought.
I dig it.
I'm gonna try to get on some fish. The perch, man, I've watched a million YouTube videos driving home from Susky. I think the perch is going to be like a jig head swim bait bite. And then for the pike, I've got some obviously giant, ugly, musky baits from home that are perch colored. But I also heard they hate jackhammers and also large spinner baits. So I think that may be a little bit of an advantage of the stubbornness that myself and Marshall both rely on with spinner baits and jackhammers. So I'm hoping that plays to our favor.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if you can just use typical tactics. Be a lot more comfortable out there.
I mean, from what we heard today, they're catching a lot of pike in 6 to 12 feet on grass edges. So that's pretty textbook for what we're comfortable running, at least. I don't want to be in 80 feet of water trying to catch them.
Steve letting y'all use nets? You got to land them like by hand.
I want you to ask him that because I ain't seen one yet, to be honest with you. I bought some pliers about this long, though, because I heard when they eat one, they eat it all the way down. I ain't trying to lose my hand getting a treble hook out.
I got you. All right. Good stuff.
I'm gonna pass it off to the man himself, Mr. Steve Fields, and let him tell you about the event and then everybody that we've kind of brought together here.
He's the man. Let's do it.
Yep.
Steve.
Hey, how are you, man?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Getting there. So it's getting down to crunch time tomorrow with the registration and the opening ceremony, which I think is gonna be pretty cool.
All right.
Cool.
You
So
gonna live stream or record that, or what are y'all gonna do with that?
We're still 4 or 6 hours behind schedule. Today we went to try out the streaming, and the router decided it wanted to do its own thing, so we'll attack that again in the morning.
I got you. Hey, I told Ryan the signal on his phone over there right now is better than when he's at home, so I don't know what kind of Wi-Fi they're pumping over there, but it's all right. It's doing pretty
We've
good.
got 96 megabits a second up and down.
Okay, good stuff.
We're just trying to make it work.
Yeah. Well, man, just tell us how it feels to finally be there after all this, struggle the last couple of years and see the culmination of Hobie Worlds back in person. How's that feel?
It's very surreal. It's been a battle. I mean, a lot of people as tournament directors know it's a difficult job on its best day, but to have like 3 cancellations when you're dealing with, hotels, communities, and all the sponsors, that's a nightmare. To maintain that relationship and still have those money on the table or the product sponsorship, it's hard. But I tell you what, it's pretty exciting. It didn't hit me until about 2 weeks ago when Dwayne Wally, we had a live thing, and he was talking about the scoring system, and then I realized it was actually come to fruition. They were actually having an event after all these plannings. But it's been a struggle, but it's a struggle that I do any day of the week. So many people have qualified from around the world to be here, and I'm pretty excited about that. So we're pumped. I think we're going to put on a good show, and the fishing's been good. I think the pike are coming back on the bike. I know the perch are definitely on fire right now, which is one of the neat things about them all is we've got 2 different seasons, the spring and the fall, and they're quietly a little bit different between the two. I'm excited. I'm almost speechless, but I'm excited because tomorrow is go day. It's it. That's all.
Yeah, I know being on Tourney X is going to be exciting for folks back home in the States to watch, to be able to follow along with some of the results and things like that. Tell us how you guys work with Dwayne to pull that off with the multi-species and multi-scoring format.
Well, it's I think he went to Louisiana for Hobie Fishing Worlds. I think it was 6, and he kind of got the Hobie Fishing Worlds bug, if that's what it is. We try to have a stage set up where it's the best anglers around the world on provided equipment, and I think it's I want to use the word elite without sounding arrogant or anything, but
We'll say
these guys
elite.
are very good at their craft of fishing. So he came across, and he's tried for a while, and he's still traveling to get here. I think he gets in tomorrow, probably about 2:00. We got about an hour's gap between when we start the presentations and when he has to do his thing. But I'm excited because Tourney X has come a long, long way in an application to score fish. It's the best in the business. You can't get any better. And I'm excited that he really holds the Hobie Fishing Worlds as high as he does. And that means a lot to me. I mean, he judges and runs a lot of tournaments. And for a guy like him to say, I've always wanted to do a Hobie Fishing Worlds, that means the world to me and to the Hobie Cat Company. It really does.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ryan and I talked before you came on. This event is a shotgun start. And I said, man, that's got to warm Steve's heart.
Man, I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than, I get the thing with, using your car as your motor and traveling around it. That's not my cup of tea. Shotgun starts, you build things up, you have a countdown like a lot of other sports, and then all hell breaks loose. And you can't beat it. You can't beat it. And I really wish that BOS would do that. I don't think I'll ever convince AJ to do it. But shotgun starts on the car, and we've got a few options there. But that's my preferred starting option just for the hype of everyone together at the same time. And I'm sorry, you're never going to not the shotgun start.
Yeah, I've been doing this a lot of years, Steve, and back when I started, all of them were that way. Every, like the local tournaments and the regional tournaments, they were shotgun starts all the time. That was common. And now it's not anymore.
Really?
Nobody
Okay.
does it hardly. Yeah. Broken Bow, where you guys went this year, matter of fact, that was the first big tournament I ever went to, Broken Bow. It was an old charity event they used to have down there years ago, and it was a shotgun start from that one ramp, 125 people, took off, and it was awesome. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the fields are too big now to do it, but it is
Well, maybe we
fun
can
to
a funding page or change.org. That's what we'll do. We'll do a change.org page, and we'll make AJ to do shotgun start for 2023. How about that?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, he probably just roll his eyes at us. I don't know. But yeah, that's awesome stuff. Tell us a few things about the event itself real quick, Steve, before we get somebody else on. But some of the rules and stuff, like I asked Ryan, you're fishing for pike and some other species. Are they allowed to use nets to land the fish? How did you also come up with the format of, what exactly type of fish you're going to target and things like that?
This particular event, because of the species we're fishing for pike and perch, have nominated 2 pike and 3 perch per session, and the cumulative 1 wins. We're using the net because some of the pike can be rather large. I expect probably a 1.10 meter pike to be caught during the thing. It's a fairly large fish. It just makes it easy. 2, from the fish handling side, Sweden's very concerned about taking care of the well-being of the fish, and having the fish in the water and breathing is very, very important while you kind of sort everything out, get your board ready, get your camera ready, and put it on. And the net is the only way to do it. I would hate to pull up a big pike and try to do what you do and get it on and back in the water in time. It's the image that I don't want to do. So we allow nets. We provide the nets. That way all the nets are the same. But it's the best way to do it. Perch are very robust. They're kind of like bass or brim and a lot of the species. It's not a big deal. But the pike, we really want to look after them. They're very, very conservative here. as far as how you handle fish and how you treat fish. So uh, that's the main thing here is just trying to look after the welfare of the fish. Because we're on a national audience and people are going to watch this, we get scrutinized a great deal. I mean, we can't use fish grips at all. It's just not allowed. And holding a big fish with a lot of teeth in it's a bit of a challenge. We've taken some photos of we can teach people who've never been on freshwater, never seen a pike or caught a pike. We can educate them and do it, but we're pretty good that way. But like I said, the thing is 2 pike and 3 perch per day, and cumulative length is we're still going to do that. We may throw in some weight estimates in the way so people in the public can have an idea that they know what 10 pounds is, 12 pounds, or 3 kilos or 6 kilos is. Just from the optics point of view, we're still playing that up there, but looking forward to it. That's the format.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Is it how many days is the actual tournament competition?
Well, we've got 3 competition days and 2 practice days. So I'm still kind of ironing out the practice days. I think my goal is to preserve the fishery. So we're probably going to limit the time that anglers on the water to really look after themselves. And we're probably going to divide up into 2. Half the group will go left and right to the east side here, to the north side on day 1, and we'll swap again. Make them fish better for the fishery. So my goal as a tournament director in the Hobie Fishing Worlds is I want people to catch fish and not burn it out on day 1 on the spots that they've looked on Google Maps. They've got information from local guides or local fishermen guys. They're all going to head to sped spot. I don't want them to do that. I really want them to fish in places that they haven't fished before. They may find some new areas. And that's the goal. So 2 pre-fish days and then 3 competition days. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the championship days. And tell you what, though, the weather forecast, touch wood, it's amazing. We're in the 7-degree range for the last 3 days. We're all wearing shirts and shorts. I think we've nailed this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. There's a lot of smack talk going on right now, I can tell you.
I like it. And nothing like, fishing for your flag, fishing for your country. It's a little different than just individual events like that. So it's going to be fun to see how it goes down.
Well, tonight it's really the Aussies against the Americans. So it's there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of big talk from the Australians. As you lashes back from the American team saying, we'll see. So the lead up is good. I'll tell you what, the big thing here that I've seen, and we've done a lot of world championships, the Gold Coast was probably one of our best worlds that I've run. But this particular world, post-COVID, has probably the best vibe and the best energy that people want to be here. They're looking forward to it. And that makes for a good tournament, both on and off the water.
Yeah, that pent-up energy. They've wanted this event is needed to go on for a couple of years. So being there and probably just being thankful to actually have it put on and be there is a big deal to everybody. So, yeah, it makes sense.
The effort to get here. I mean, you've heard the stories of some of the American teams on the not quite keeping the passports up to standards, and spent a lot of hours on the phone with the sheriffs and the police department trying to get them in, and the canceled flights. We're still in that post-COVID kind of international flights, lack of staff, canceling flights. There's half the people have struggled to get here. A lot of people, like James Dart from New Zealand, I think it was a 38-hour journey, 19,000 miles getting here. So there's been some real battles getting anglers here. But, the camaraderie is the best. It reminds me of the TOC, where we've all qualified. It's the same thing, but it's just a bit more elevated at a higher level. But we're all excited. I think the last anglers arrive tomorrow and in the morning, and the stage is set. We're hoping to have some live streaming during the event, but I can't wait, and I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this and pushing the American team. There's good stories out of this.
Yeah, fun stuff, man. Well, we're not going to keep you. I know you've been a busy man. You probably got a lot more to do.
Long days, long nights.
You can tag out and give the buds back to Lambert, and we'll get somebody
That
else in
sounds
here.
good.
But good to talk to you, Steve. Thank you so much, and well
Thank you
done
so much for
on
having me
pulling
on
it off,
board,
man.
and look forward to catching what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
We can't move that, he says.
Gotcha. Don't touch it. Easy enough.
No, that's-
Left and right.
All right, my man. What's up?
What's
Tennessee,
up, dog?
across the pond, Tennessee. How you doing, man? You having a good time?
Oh, fantastic. It's been the craziest 48 hours of my entire life, for all sorts of crazy reasons.
Yeah. What you feeling all right? I saw a post where you weren't feeling too hot when you first got there.
Man, I mean, we had a good time last night, but I certainly didn't overdo it by any means. I don't know if it was something I ate this morning. I woke up probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock local time and puked my guts out. Thought I was feeling better. Every time I went to lay back down, I would just have to run back in the bathroom for one reason or another. So it was coming out the attic and the basement. It was miserable 3 or 4 hours, and I probably slept for 3 hours or so, and I woke up to text and some ruckus in the hotel, and everybody was about to leave to go to the castle. So I threw the contacts in, and 10 minutes, I basically went from being in bed to hanging out with the crew and getting everything squared away. So it was
You rallied.
yeah,
for
it
the
was
team.
a rally.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, man, what you're getting better, obviously, from being sick. But what did it feel like to come over there? I saw everybody's pictures next to their boats, but to show up and see the setup and see the boat and your names on it, and Team USA, the whole deal. How'd that feel to you when you first laid eyes on it?
I was told ahead of time. I don't remember who told me. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even Jay Wallen. I don't know. But one of the guys that have been on in Worlds said that's one of the most special moments of the entire thing. And everybody that knows me knows I'm not speechless ever. And I walked out there and saw my name on the boat and the flag and on the orange 360, which I thought was just really fitting. And man, I didn't know what to say, and honestly, it kind of like caught me off guard a little bit how excited I got. But at the same time, when I got excited, I was like, man, it was. I mean, I wasn't shedding tears or anything, but it kind of got me a little choked up, man. When I got here, it was like, this is a long time coming, and something that the reason I started fishing the series was to try to qualify for Worlds. And to be here, and the whole time, we're cutting up the whole time. We didn't know if he was going to make it over here or not. And you get here and you're thinking about all that stuff, and then when you finally arrive and you walk out here and it's so beautiful, it's been 65 and sunny and just a breezy, and that makes a fat boy happy when it's that kind of weather. So you walk out there and you're in a good mood, and everybody's boat's out there, and you're looking for it, and you lay eyes on it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is real. This is happening. This is special. It was one of the absolute, I mean, it's up there. Seeing my name and flag on that boat was just as good as winning AOY from a momentary feeling reaction.
Yeah, that's amazing stuff. I'm sure. I can't imagine that feeling. We talked to Ryan before you got on here, and he said there's been some inter-squad smack talk, and that you were challenged to drink.
Oh yeah,
something
they're throwing down
out
out here right now.
Yeah, they said you were challenged to drink a beer out of a boot or a shoe. What's up with that?
Yeah, it was a shoe of not new proportion. I don't know a better way to say it, but it was a scuffy, scuffed up, probably a Vans or something, like a high top Vans looking shoe, and it was, man, I might be a garbage man, but I ain't drinking out of no shoe. You know what I mean? And I was the Australians were giving me a hard time, and I was like, look, I said they were calling me some names, and I was like, y'all could put that name on the back of my jersey. And I said, I ain't drinking out of that shoe. I said, I was like, if I win, I'll drink one out of the shoe and throw it back at them. But I said, I ain't. I said, we got perfectly good glasses right here. I said, I ain't drinking no nasty beer out of somebody's shoe.
I heard somebody came to your rescue, though. Is that true?
Yeah, Kristine. They as soon as when they came up and took my hat off and were trying to pour it over my shoulder because they're like, oh, it's this guy. And I jumped up and I took off in a small jog. I left the hat, a brand new Yankees hat that I picked up in New York. So, and I was like, nah. I said, I'm out. I'm done. I just took off in a brisk walk. I said, I'm getting away from here. I ain't fooling around with that. And Kristine stood up. She goes, well, I'm going to do it. I was like, all right, then, have at it. I don't care. You can have all you want.
Way to man up, Kristine. Good stuff.
I didn't climb to the top of the food chain to drink shoeies, as the Australians referred to them as.
Yeah, there's a reason they're on that prison island over there. Yeah. So Ryan told us a little bit about the fishing. What are you expecting when you get out there on the lake for practice the next couple of days?
We went to the tackle shop today and we're trying to buy stuff and trying to communicate with those guys and they seemed to think the bite was picking up and and said the bite was picking up and getting better. And a lot of the European team guys are like, oh, it's going to be tough. If whoever catches a limit of 2 pike and 3 perch a day, whoever does that all 3 days, no matter what the size is, if you just catch one of every fish every day, you're going to win. It's like, oh, that sucks. So, you want to come out here and have fantastic fishing, and everybody has this crazy thing in their mind. At least I do. I don't. My expectations of winning the event, it's not like I'm showing up for a bass fishing tournament, right? Like my expectations are scaled. I'm obviously going to try my best, but I've got a realistic expectation for fish that I've never caught or fished for. And, my whole expectations is I want to catch what they seem to be calling a meter pike, which is, 36 or 40 inch, pike. So I want to catch a nice big pike and get the nice hero shot and holding it. And I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I don't care about catching the perch. Obviously, I'm going to attempt to the next couple days to try to do my thing. But I want to catch a big toothy fish, and I want to catch it on a giant swim bait because I bought a bunch of giant swim baits and got suckered into a bunch of that stuff at the tackle shop. But yeah, I got some pretty cool swim baits I'm excited about. I wish I had them here so I could show them, but let's not give anything away. I don't know how many guys are watching. We're going to keep that lock and key.
That's right. This is recorded, so I could edit that out, but it's all right.
I got you.
So what I'm going to do is I told Ryan, because the time difference is so good, I'm just going to, when we're done here, I'm going to download this, upload it, and it'll just premiere live at our normal time. It won't be live. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, good stuff, man. I know you're gonna go catch them. You're gonna have a good time. We're pumped to watch you, man. I'm so proud that you made it on the team. So proud that you guys made it over there without getting put in jail or anything. So I'm excited to watch and wish you nothing but luck.
It's beautiful. We're super excited. We're going to try to do some pond hopping tomorrow, I think. We got the approval that we could fish stuff that wasn't connected to Lake Vernern. So we got one more tackle shop to hit up. That's about 40 minutes west of here, give or take. And there's just unbelievably good-looking stuff everywhere you go. We drove 2 hours to a castle today and looked around and came back. And the whole time we're going, oh, my gosh, look at that. Oh, my gosh, look at that. Look at this. Oh, my gosh, there's a river here with current, and it's got color in it. And I'm like, oh, we talking moving water, colored water. I said, this. I want to come here. But the river's 2 hours away from here by the time we got to the castle. So I don't think I'll be able to talk anybody into 2 hours to fish that river from the bank. But we're going to try to do some pond hopping and see if we can't not get shot.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, good luck to you, man. I'll let you trade the earbuds out with somebody else. I know you're ready to get after it, go over there and do some shoe shots, whatever y'all are going to do tonight. But we'll be following on Tourney X.
No shoeies for me. Right, I'm going to go find Kristine.
Thanks, Jeff. Good luck.
Thanks. Stop.
Hold on.
Jeff, say something.
Hello.
Jeff.
Test.
Okay,
yes.
that's a little bit better. That's definitely better. Thank you.
I'm gonna turn it up. How's that? Is that better?
Asshole. Yeah.
All right.
That's much better.
Okay, I've got blooper reels of everybody trying to put those headphones on, so that's gonna be great.
Dude, they're terrible. Y'all, and you guys have been paid now. You need those freaking Bose ones, like you have. Come on.
Well, he's got them at home. He didn't bring them over there. He's
okay. Well, you got to do better at that. Like, come on.
Yeah, we kind of made this up last
We
minute.
expect better.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Kristine? How you
Hey,
liking
Milan, how are
Sweden?
you?
Good. Good.
Oh,
How you like?
I'm just doing a good job of talking shit to everybody.
All right. All right. Look, I want to ask about being there as Team USA and seeing your boat and all that awesome stuff. But the number one
Absolutely.
thing I want to know about is this drinking out of a shoe thing that you
Oh
did.
God, it's not my fault, Jeff. It's not my fault. I had to stick up for Marshall.
Yeah, he said he ran away and you had to step in and stand up for
Hold
the
on,
United States.
they didn't send you the video of that, did they?
No, no, no.
Oh, thank God. Okay, all right, we're
And
good.
now I'm going to ask for it. So thank you for that.
No, you can't do that. You can't
right.
do that.
Yeah, somebody had to stand up for America, and it was you. So good job. Good job.
Well, I guess I'm the team captain, so it was my duty to make sure that Australia didn't call us a little bitch team.
That's right. That's right.
Because
So,
they did.
yeah, we saw your post about getting over there and kind of the surreal moment of actually finally making it. I was talking to Steve earlier about, Worlds has been put off a couple of years, and it's kind of been building to this.
3 years
And
now for me.
Yeah, it's been one of your goals to get here, and you were on the team, but you had to wait, and you had to wait, and you had to wait with some other people. So how'd it feel to finally get on the plane and then land and, walk off and say, by God, we made it. We're here.
Well, I don't know if you all know the backstory, but the day before we were leaving for Worlds, Lambert texted me and said, we can't even check into our flight because he and I's passport expires in October. And so I think, okay, I'm finally going to make it to Sweden, which it's been my goal since kayak fishing to qualify for Worlds. I mean, to my knowledge, that was kind of like the big deal in kayak fishing, was to qualify for this tournament that's called Worlds. And in the U.S., it was historically very difficult to qualify for it. And the first year I tried, I came up one spot shy. I got third to Joe Camiotti, and then Jay won that one. And then the next year I ended up winning it. So it was like the most exciting. I cried on stage, like typical fashion. It was crazy. So we're getting ready to go over here, and Lambert's like, hey, we actually can't go. And I was like, no, excuse me, that's not at all what happened. And he was right. He called the state embassy. I called the Swedish police. And they made it very clear that we were not getting into the country because our passports weren't expired, but they were going to within 3 months. So the fact that we actually got into the country and got here, and I get to chase this fish that I've loved since I was a 3-year-old, I can't even. It's surreal. It's like a kayak angler's dream,
Yeah, Ryan said that Steve Fields leaned on him. Like he's got some international influence. He made some phone calls or whatever.
Well, here's the deal. Steve messaged me and he's like, what's the deal? And I was like, look, Steve, the only way that we're going to be able to get over here is if you find the police and tell them to get a hold of border control. And Steve's like, it's 10 o'clock here. There's no way. So I'll share, Jeff, I'll text you a picture of Lambert and I with this police officer. But Steve, after I called him, found a police officer sitting at the bar after shift, went up and talked to him, and that officer went and I guess called the consulate, who called the border patrol. And as I'm like flying over from JFK, I have 3 Facebook requests from 3 Swedish police officers saying that they have my info and all this stuff, and we're getting across the border. And I was just like, all right, we're going to roll with this. Like, we're going to do it. And let's be honest, though, if there's anybody that can talk their way into a foreign country with illegitimate credentials, it's probably going to be Lambert and I.
That's right.
We felt pretty confident going in.
He's got a set of very special skills, and that's it right there.
That's something like that.
Yeah, that's it right
if you
there.
don't call him on it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the fishing. You just said it. I mean, if there was a tournament that was going to set up right for a certain angler, I mean, for people that don't know, I'm sure people do know, but Kristine, you were a multi-species angler, especially chasing big pike, muskie, things like that. And here
My
you are,
favorite.
the world championship fishing for pike, and of course perch as well. But how exciting is that to have that species on the list of fish for this event?
Well, like I've told everybody, like when I was a kid, when we first got internet in my school, which I think I was in probably 8th grade, I Googled world record pike because that was my obsession when I was a little kid. And I learned that I think it was 7 out of the top 10 world records came from Europe. And I went home and told my dad, I was like, hey, we've got to go to Europe and fish for these pike because they grow much bigger over there. And he's like, well, we're probably not going to go over there and do that. So the fact that I get to come here and fish for the species that honestly pike put me on the map. If y'all go back when I first got on the social media, it's all pike pictures. It's all giant pike pictures. That's all I did. That's all I wanted to do. The only reason I ever bass fished because it was the only thing I could compete at, and I love to compete. So being able to come here to Sweden, and especially the small town setting and the farms and the rural That's all up my alley. I mean, it's just truly a dream come true.
So is the entire team just bugging you to death about what they should be throwing and different setups and baits and things like that?
Well, I've deferred them to the locals here. I was
Okay.
like, look, like I fished for pike over in the States growing up as a kid, and I'm sure a little bit transfers, but from what I've learned from Finn and Dennis and some of the guys that I've actually talked to for years about pike fishing over here, this lake is actually like musky fishing. And they said without live scope, it's actually very difficult to catch a big pike over here because they're pelagic. I don't know if any other guys have talked about this yet, but the bigger pike will sit out there and suspend and roam over bait. And if you don't have live scope, it's your chances of catching them are not very good.
Yeah, Ryan.
But I'm going to go out there and just cast in the middle of nothing all day long.
Yeah, Ryan and Jordan basically said, no, we're throwing jackhammers on the grass lines. I mean, that's what they're hoping
And
for.
you know what?
swim
They're
baits,
probably
swim
gonna
baits.
they're probably gonna friggin' slay I'm doing that.
Yeah. So we're excited to watch. I was telling Steve it's so cool that it's on Tourney X this time, so people can follow along instead
Oh,
of just
yeah, for sure.
catching the results on the backside.
Well, I hope Dwayne actually makes it here. He's still in transit at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ryan need to make some calls. Is he gonna be all right? Is he gonna make it?
We've been trying to make calls all day, but I think he's in Amsterdam right now, and I think hopefully he'll get here tomorrow.
Yeah, Ryan said
Knock
about
on wood.
Siddiqui. Siddiqui's stuck too. He's not quite there yet, right?
I know that's bad. He'll get here though.
Yeah, he'll get there. Okay. I've asked the other folks that have jumped on already but walking up to the boat yard, I guess you call it, and seeing your boat there with your name on it, the flag, how'd that feel? How'd that hit you?
Well, contrary to other athletes of the United States, I'm actually proud to represent our country, and I like our country, and I like our country's flag. So that was kind of a very cool. I'm very patriotic, and I think our country is one of the best in the entire world. So that was a really cool feeling, and just the ability to represent our country in that way is pretty awesome. And on top of that, I got an orange kayak, and Marshall and Rich Offner and I did. And that's pretty superior, I think, to everything else. So we're pretty excited to be in the orange kayaks out there.
Ryan was pretty salty about that. He wanted an orange boat.
Very much so. So was
He didn't
Tim.
do it.
Did Tim Percy come on here yet?
Not yet. No.
Oh,
we may not be
okay,
able to
well,
get him
you're
in.
gonna-
We may not be able to get him on because we're running up against it.
He's
with,
he's
somebody
pretty
else.
salty about that too.
Yeah. But as long as we got Team USA on, we're good to go. But yeah, we're so excited to watch. What about the other species? I've talked to those guys about the pike and all that, but what about these perch? How are you going to target them? Is that a different deal altogether?
Oh yeah, 100%. The perch, if they grow the perch just like the pike, they grow them a little bigger over here. And to my knowledge, perch are going to be, there might be some smaller perch hanging around the grass edges, but this lake is extremely deep. So you find those immediate drop-offs, you find those rock piles and offshore structure. I'm sure, from what I've kind of gathered from some of the local tackle shops, you can target them with just little, I guess in our world, it'd be like a 3.8 or a 3.3 Kitech, little swim bait with a half-ounce jig head, tungsten little round ball jig head, and you just bounce them. But plus, drop shot is really popular too. So I brought both of those things. I brought a bunch of Maxent baits over, and we're going to see if those freaking perch like Maxent like those smallmouth do.
There you go. Drop that flatworm down there. Let's
That's
see what
right.
happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. We're so excited for the team, for you, for all you guys that all of us consider most of you friends that know you. So we're excited for y'all. I don't want to keep you too long because I know it's late over there. I don't know what you guys are going to get into tonight.
Oh, we're talking to Australia tonight. There's
Okay.
one guy that's actually the shoe thing. It's been kind of a deal. His name's Jack. He's 24 years old. And I told him, he says he can come over there, fish our Hobie series and beat all of us bass fishing. So I told him I would pay his entry and his lodging and get him a boat if he comes over and tries it. So y'all be on the lookout for Jack next year in the 2023 Hobie BO series.
Right. Good stuff. Well, I'll let you get those awkward headphones out.
Thank
Go
you.
kick it with the rest of the team. But I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us on here, Kristine, and good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, see you, Kristine. Good luck.
Thanks, Jeff. Yep.
All right, y'all. There you have it. Team USA, live from Sweden. Got some funny stories and great insight from them. Good luck to the entire team. You can follow the whole thing on Tourney X.